having a good day. Welcome on in. Let me just move some things around a little bit. And pop that there. And pop that over there. Gromit, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Let me just change screen. Which one should I go for? I don't feel like this one really makes any sense anymore because like this isn't my room. That's fine. Oh, the end of my desk. No, you're not allowed to see that. That's a secret. There you go. Secret. Oh, no, you can still see it. I should have made it that the desk wasn't attached to me. Oh dear. No, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day. Sleeves, good morning. I hope you're doing well. And Echo, good morning. Oh my god, good morning everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Oi, early stream. Yes, so we're doing an early stream today. Raisin Bean. Shifty is streaming at 11 o'clock in the morning, which is very unusual for Shifty. And I want to be able to raid into them so that everyone can see the art and stuff like that. They're having their birthday stream today, so we'll get like a birthday raid message and everything. The half woman, half desk. Yeah, that's me. Half woman, half desk. Also, Zay, thank you so much for the horn. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Ah dear. And the Jumpers, good morning. Heck yeah, dub. I've literally been awake 10 minutes. Honestly, I feel like I've been awake 10 minutes, but oh, sorry. Oh dear. God, this is gonna be a problem. All right, so one of my eyes is a bit swollen, so if I'm randomly winking, it I don't know too much about. Oh no, I didn't really think that through. If I smile, oh god, great. I apologize to everyone I awkwardly wink at today. Oh no. Oh, you're gonna kill me. Oh dear. Oh, I'm staying up so I can be there for. Oh, are you actually? That is quite late for you. I hope you enjoy it. I think you've seen all of them in the Discord. They're pretty hecking good. Rafiki, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. I think if you take a cam setting, something seems off. Is it the constant winking? Yeah, if I turn that eye to be like the focus, it's like, oh, your eyes closed. It's not. It's just swollen. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I have. Heck yeah. I'd like to say a big thank you to all the mods here for what you do. Heck yeah! We actually have a new mod now as well. I don't know if Rafiki, you were here when Vile Mod got modded. Although when you say their name like that, it's like, well, it was destiny. Oh dear, YouTube's the best for laughing. Yeah, I honestly, the laugh on this one's not too bad. I managed to rig the eyes for the laugh so like they go in, like they squint. Because that's what my eyes do. Oh dear. Oh, and Eva, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Oh, dear. No, you weren't. Wow, we have 4 active mods, but we technically have a mod team of 5. Yes. Oh dear. It was always in the name. It was. We should have seen it coming. Also, I've just realized with this setup, I've also got a desk on my desk. How did this happen? Tommy has been eating too much. Hope you're doing well. Oh, evil. No. I was in that boat yesterday. I had a pizza and I had a kebab, and then after that my stomach was like, ooh, Jelly, that's a lot of food. We wanted food, but we didn't want that much food. It was very delicious, so I had a lovely kebab. Oh dear. Are you copying the mega desk? Yeah, this is my mega desk. My tiny desk. Oh, an instant regret. Gromit, you are not a mod. You're lucky to have the heckin' diamond. To be fair, I was like, oh, Grommit's always here. And they're a heckin' sweet bean. We'll give them a diamond. And then I completely forgot that it meant that you could add quotes. Mistakes were made. Atomic, oh, here for love and lurk. Thank you so much. Have a lovely lurk. I hope your costume's going well. Oh dear, right. Shall we do a little top down? There you can see my Wilco doodle pad. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. My Wilco doodle pad. So I said I was going to start doing this at the beginning of the stream. I will continue to start trying to remember to do this at the beginning of the stream because I forgot yesterday. I did it after stream though, so I did still do it. Which was to I got, actually, where is it? Here. Random word generator. That's not the last one I did. That's just what it loaded into today. Random word generator and do a drawing based on it. Like just a really quick doodle. This is a doodle pad for a reason. You're not meant to do really big drawings on it. So I did it yesterday after stream because I was going to do it at the end of stream and I completely forgot. So my first words were time keep, and I did a little guy with lots of hourglasses, but then he's also made of sand. So the sand, he is also draining. Oh my god. He's keeping an eye on the time. Meanwhile, he is dying. Yeah, that was my first one. Honestly, could only go up from here. Also, it's annoying, but my pad had some slight damages to it. So please ignore the slight damages at the top. Nothing I could do. A little bit cursed, just a little bit. Right. What are we getting today? If it's a word I have to look up, I might re-roll because I don't. There really is like every word in this, and some of them I don't know. All right, generate random words. What is snub? Snub amuse. What does that mean? I know to snub someone, it's to stop somebody talking, like, or be like rude. Can I like this? Click to save the word. What is snub? I guess it's just like, shut up, you. I am going to talk instead, and snub that. Snub means ignore. Oh, okay, so we enjoy ignoring people. Oh, this is gonna be another person one, isn't it? All right, let me move the random word so that we have it. There you go. You can see it there. Snub amuse. I know. Okay. Well, this is meant to challenge me and try and make me more creative, to be fair. So, you know what? It's doing it. What did you draw with snub amuse, though? That I don't know. I haven't drawn anything yet for snub amuse. What if I draw, like, a crowd of people and then somebody on stage, and then they just, like, go back to the people giggling? Yeah, I'll do that. Alright, let's get like a stage. I don't want it to be too big because I don't want it to take too long, you know? And then in the crowd there's be lots of little heads. There we go, a little crowd of heads. I will go over it in Bio in a minute, but yeah. Get a few of this in. Alright, so we can have all these people. And they're like, gonna be little diamond people. Actually, it probably look better if they didn't. Or do I want them to have bodies? I don't know if they'd look better without bodies. Actually, I think the bodies are okay. It's working, it's working. Little simple bodies. And then, okay, you can probably just get the front row having bodies, and then make sure that it's like across there, make the stage a bit higher, rub out some of the bodies I just did, because I kind of drew their whole bodies when I was only trying to draw their upper halves. There you go, there you go. Okay, okay, and then we need somebody on stage just being a butt. Kind of like shun or ignore. Okay, that makes it a bit easier. I'm trying to execute. Yeah. So this is my execute OC. I'm so Shadow. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. We're just doing a little drawing to warm up, and then we'll be doing more sewing. Okay, so let's get him here. I feel like Grobbit would snub amuse. Hi, this is my OC Grobbit. Don't steal. Absolutely creased. Okay. And then I want belly laugh. Oh dear. Execute gaining. Oh god. Wait, did my music wait, no way did my music forget me already. How has that happened? Wait a second. I'm still here. It's been 5 minutes. YouTube. Oi 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 oi. What do you mean am I still here? I've been streaming for 10 minutes. Are you still here after 10 minutes? I just don't know, you know. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Oh. And then. Well, actually, it could be a lady. I don't know. I don't know what I want to draw. Actually, maybe I will draw a woman because I feel like she'll have pigtails. There you go. Got little pigtails. Now she can't even see half the crowd. And have like that, and then I'm gonna like I genuinely don't know what I'm drawing here. Oh, she's just so. You know what? She's gonna have a stick body as well. I've decided she will be the same as everyone else. She's not better than them. She just has a face. She is a little stick person too. By stick person, I mean diamond person. They give her little feet. Be like, what's it? Rayman? No, I'm not gonna make a Rayman. No. There you go. Oh, I had to put another order for some equipment, USB hub and programmable keyboard since my original order got cancelled. Still haven't ordered the cameras, but they're next on the list. Heck yeah! I'm sorry that you had an order cancelled though. There's some Logitech webcams for more angles and possibly a VTuber cam. Oh. And then down the other side. Listen, not all of them are going to be masterpieces, and that's okay. We live with the fact that I am not really a traditional artist. There you go. And then we need to start drawing the people in the background. And I will thicken some of these lines up because I don't like leaving little skinny lines. And like this. Like there. And just keep getting the bodies built in. There we go. Oh my god, is she gonna snub all those people? She is. Yeah. Oh, that was. There you go, give her some really creased up eyes. She's having the time of her life ignoring everybody. Ah, dear Brittany. Also, Rob Pokemon, I hope you're having a good day. A very big smile. And then back to the diamond shape. Heck yeah. Oh. Oh dear. Alright, let's start shading it a little bit. What colour do we want to use? Pink? I have some colourful biros. I can't imagine really using more than one colourful biro for something like this though. And then... Oh! Every now and again I swear I hear a foghorn, and it's really weird. Like, without trying to dox myself too much, I don't live that near the sea. I should not be hearing foghorns where I am right now. Not unless something has gone dramatically wrong, which I guess would be a reason to sound a foghorn, but like, I feel like you still wouldn't get this far. Oh, it's very odd. I'm gonna have to find out what that is. And I've only been living here for like a month, I suppose. There will be little things like that, like the foghorn that goes off every now and again that I'm just not sure what it is. Okay, I got a little body. Oh dear. What's this for? For me or for Vile? Because I know Vile's got a lot going on. Me, I'm doing this just for practice. To like try and, what do you call it? I was reading, doing like simple prompts is good for like boosting your creativity early. And especially because at the moment, we're doing a lot of difficult planning bits for the cosplay. Doing something like this and forcing myself to think on the fly hopefully is going to help a little bit more when doing some of the more tricky parts of the patterning, because I have been getting stumped a lot recently, and you know, that makes sense. It's the very beginning part of the cosplay, like all the planning has to get done now, and like all the patterning is done now, and it's a lot of more difficult parts. So hopefully doing stuff like this and just doing little daily prompts will try and kick my brain into being more creative, you know, for the rest of the day. And not even necessarily being more creative, just like problem solving better. Yeah, that's why we're doing this. It's because I'm struggling with my costumes. Nah, it's very much under control. It's just one of those things where I'm having to redo the same thing over and over again and then like work out why it didn't work each time kind of thing. I'm still making the Zoe bodysuit behind the scenes. I am on the 3rd iteration now. It's still not perfect. It's not bad, but it's like, I need it to be perfect because this is like such a big part of the costume. So I'm working on that behind the scenes a lot at the moment. The main reason I'm not working on it on stream is because I have to try it on a lot, which is not very good for Twitch. Of course, once we've got a finished one, I'm happy to show it. It's just getting it to that stage. Just get some shadow going. Looks like there's lots of people there. There we go. And get the stage being a bit thicker. None of those thin lines. No. Thick biro. That's where it's at. Wow. All the colours, all the colours. Ah, the anime, I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Welcome. I was so confused, I kept hearing a whistle, I couldn't track it down. Apparently Ellie maybe used it to get their spells' attention. Oh my god, that's very funny. I kind of like that. Oh, your 3D printers check up Wednesday? Wow. Well, you had a heck of an exciting week, Vile. Lots of stuff showing up. You got new stuff on the horizon. Heck yeah. I hope the setup goes okay. There we go. Could wear bodysuits like underneath. I need it to be tight to skin. So I don't actually own a bodysuit that is tight enough to skin for like me to do that. If I owned like a morph suit or something, like I 100% would, but because I don't, yeah, I'd have to buy it, and I'll be honest, I'm not really looking to make that investment right now. Yeah, like if we have the spare money, for the most part, it's going towards fixing the house up right now. Of course, there's some money I'm keeping to one side to eventually buy certain things, but for most of it, straight to the house. There we go. Where's my pink? There they are. Give it like pink hair. Oh, it's got a thing on the end, doesn't it? I forgot. These ones have little caps on the end of them. Not sure why. But they do. You have to take off so that you can actually use the pen. There we go. That down there. They're a bit more liquidy than regular biros, these ones. They're still good, but they're quite wet. They are wet biros. There we go. Okay, I think that works. She snubs them. She snubs them. Dear. Doing well, thank you. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So my PC can handle all of this. Yeah, more cameras, more mics, more stuff like that. It definitely does take a bit of a toll. Like when I was trying to update my stream, and I was obviously still on a laptop, you know, like, which is definitely not ideal for streaming on. But when I was still on the laptop, every time I added a camera, I'd have to do so many tests because half the time it just crashed my stream. I was like, I don't know what to do about this. What do? I want this extra camera angle, but it crashes my stream. Or there was a really good glitch where my screen would jump every like 10 seconds, which was like, oh, that was great. I love that. Those were the times where my screen was just jumping constantly. But yeah, I think that's when I ended up getting a USB power tower. And that helped a lot because so many of the things I use, like my mic and my cameras and stuff, all go through USB. And that made it a lot easier for me, but I don't know if that would help anyone else. I'm just writing out the words so that I remember why the hell I drew this. Here we go. A. And then M was difficult. I didn't like drawing M last time. I remember that. I remember M was like blech. Still blech. Ah, you know what I'll do. It's another muse, wasn't it? Yeah. That's the thing with random word generators, I suppose, is that they won't necessarily make any sense. But that's alright. It's a challenge. And this was a nice little challenge to start the day. Plus it doesn't take too long. I got a really small sketch pad specifically so that I didn't have to do big drawings for this. I didn't want to. I didn't want it to take up the whole stream, you know? Also, speaking of dropping frames, excuse me, can I have those 1,000 frames back, please? Whoever took them, I need those. Ah, dear. Can we do DC? I don't know what that is. Unless you mean like DC Comics. I don't think I'm good enough for DC Comics, I'll be quite honest with you, but I appreciate the belief in me. I am an amateur. Getting a new gaming streaming rig. Ooh, we'll see how it goes. Oof, yeah, the something I am getting is a powered USB hub. That helped me so much. Especially, like, I was obviously using a laptop, so I don't know exactly what your situation is. But using a powered USB hub made such a big difference. I still use one now, even with my fully, like, basically PC built for streaming. I still use my powered USB hub just to take that extra strain off the PC, and it's wonderful stuff. Ignore the dropped frames I just did. It's wonderful stuff. Who took all those frames? Yeah, I need those. Oh my god, excuse me, I don't have enough frames as it is. Can I have my frames back? Yeah. That was an interesting A, but that's okay. Really don't like M. We did it. We did it as an M. This is just so I remember down the road, because otherwise, especially with some of the prompts being like pretty obscure, I won't necessarily remember why the hell I drew something. And yeah, I want to know. Even if I could draw something better. I was thinking to wait until what's the one in October? Inktober, and like you know, not necessarily follow the Inktober prompts, but like, you know, just do it for October. But I figured this was like that I kind of needed to be doing now to try to push myself at the beginning of streams so that I'm not getting quite so stuck at the end. So yeah, oh, that's okay. I might not always do it at the beginning of streams, to be fair. I think sometimes I'll probably end up doing it at the end of streams, especially if it's like I want to jump into quickly. Oh, you know, okay, I don't know if anybody else gets this. I have a haircut today, which I have many reasons to be a little bit anxious about, to be honest. First of all, I always get anxious getting my hair cut anyway. I don't know why, it's not even necessarily about how it looks, it's more about like, do I get along with the person that's doing my hair? And for the first time in years, I'm going to a new hairdresser because I don't live really close enough to where I used to live to go there. And I'm very nervous about it. I'm very nervous about it. I'm worried that I'm going to hate them or they're going to hate me. Also, here is Snubber Muse. We did it. Okay, let's get rid of the random word generator. Let's also switch to a bit further away. Ah, dear. Can I have them back, anime? I need those. Feeling out a new hairdresser can be a pain, yeah. And I also, well, at the moment, my face is swollen. I'm not going to show you any pictures because that's not something I want to do. But to give you, I guess, a vague idea, it looks like I've been punched in the eye. I have a lot of bruising and a lot of swelling. And so it looks like I've been in a fight. or I just got hit really hard. Which is why I kept saying like one of my eyes is swelling shut. It's like, yeah, it looks, not because I've been in a fight, I should say. I have not been fighting anyone. No. I've not been fighting anyone. But it kind of looks like I've been fighting someone. And I'm a bit nervous to go into a new hairdresser's for the first time, looking like I've just come straight out of a fight. Roots like inch long. I look a mess. Help. Oh dear. When I had long hair, it felt like I always had to explain that I did not want it all cut off. Yeah. So I had the same hairdresser for the longest time, and they literally are someone who made me feel a lot more comfortable generally, because when I went there I had like a really patchy head, so I had like areas where I had no hair and stuff like that. I'd been sick, like I'd been really sick, and I just kind of, I think, had lost hair from being ill for so long, and so like there were patches of my scalp where it was quite clear, especially when I had long hair, that you know there was no hair there. It was very thin and patchy, and I was so scared to go to a hairdresser because I felt like I looked like absolute garbage, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I went there, and like literally they took me under their wing. They were just like, right, okay, I can see that you're having some issues here. You've got a few options. Obviously we can keep it long, maybe change where your parting is to hide some more of it, or we could cut it all off and give it a fresh start. Keep the top of your head so you still feel like you have some hair to dye, but cut the rest of it off so that it can grow in when it's ready to. And that's when I ended up shaving my head. I looked at them and I was like, okay, I trust you. Can you shave my head into a way that it looks healthy again? And they did it, and I was like nearly crying. It was so good. They did such a good job. Like, I did have some hair left on the top of my head, but they still trimmed that down quite dramatically. But all around the sides, behind my ears, where I was having like a lot of issues, and at the very back, they shaved all of that off. And it looked so purposeful, like that I had done it on purpose, and I left feeling so cool. And honestly, I used that hairdresser for like 6 years, until like I've moved now a bit further away. I swore by those hairdressers because they were so good. And like obviously I came in a few times with different issues, but predominantly it was just like patchiness, and they were always really good about it. And that was the other thing, is I had been turned away twice or three times. It was 2 or 3 times by other hairdressers, because it was pretty clear that some places were going to probably have to be shaved. And yeah, they've said that they wouldn't do a boy's haircut in a girl's salon, and I was like, I don't want a boy's haircut. I just want to feel like my head's healthy again. And so I had that not just from one place, but from several places. One place even suggested the barber nearby, and I was like, I just didn't feel comfortable doing that at the time. There's nothing wrong with going to a barber to get your hair done, but at the time I was having a pretty big self-confidence crisis. And so when they were like, go to a barber because you're getting a boy's haircut, I was like, that's not what I'm trying to do though. I'm just trying to fix it. Yeah, I used to get patches from stress. No stress, no patches. Yeah, I think it was probably a mixture of like stress and like just not being well at all. Like I was really, really sick at that time. So it's like I was kind of in bed most of the day, and I wasn't able to eat most foods without being sick and stuff like that. And so yeah, it was a rough time. Oh my god. I found my head was a 14 and followed her around every time she moved since. Oh my god, I kind of wish I could have done that. Also, Ricky, thank you for the party. I know, Vile, I know. Time was high.
We like to party. We like to party. We like to party.
So I'm not like hot.
We like to party. We like to party. We like to party. We like to party. La Venga Passage coming, and everybody's jumping. New York and San Francisco, an interstate free disco. The wheels are still on turning, traffic lights are burning. So if you like your party, come on and move your body.
I use that quick break to find my cosplay again. Yeah, I don't know, we just kind of mentioned it before. Now, here's the thing. I have one spool of 100 left, and that's it. Which means very soon I might run out. Haircuts are not gendered, they didn't deserve your patronage anyway. Yeah, I think I would understand if they said stuff like, you know, we don't know how to do certain things at this salon, or like we don't have the appropriate tools to cut the hair the way you might need it. That'd be different, but to just tell me like tell someone who's like patchy and sick that they can't get a haircut there because it wouldn't be a woman's haircut was like, ugh. I remember, because I didn't go and ask them all in one day. I asked them over like a couple weeks because, you know, again, I wasn't very confident at the time. I remember going back to my friends because I lived with mates, or like I was staying with mates, and they did it again. They told me that I couldn't have it because it was going to end up being a boy's haircut, and they don't do that there. And it was like, and my friends are like, how could they? Even immediately, everyone was like, that's so dumb. You could put it so much better. I was like, oh dear. Yeah, now you can't have it. I mean, I probably could now. I'll just find a better hairdresser. The other thing is, like, I have a lot more confidence now than I used to. And so, like, the way that I would handle it would probably be quite different now. Like, if somebody legitimately told me that in a store, I would be a bit more confident standing up for myself and explaining why that wasn't a very cool thing to do. But at the time, I kind of just took it and was like, yeah, I guess I want a boy's haircut. I guess that's what it is. Like, it's not like I want to sort my, like, patchiness out. I just want to like a boy. Oh, dear. But yeah, I can understand if there was a reason I couldn't get my hair cut in some places. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, they should have cut my hair when they didn't have the tools or the expertise and stuff like that. That's fair. But, like, that's all you have to say. Like, we don't have like a shaver, or we don't have a razor for this, and it's like, so the haircut won't come out as good, and that would have been fine. Like, that would have been fine. We could have got around it without that. Oh, also, yeah, you can tell that I've been doing something else, is because I got it thread up with the wrong color. That's because again, I've just been working on the bodysuit, which I'm doing in white at the moment, and not the fabric, but the fabric is black, but the stitching, so that I can undo it really easily, because I'm having to undo it a heckin' lot. I remember your attitude on stream gave me confidence to cut my own hair off. Actually, it was like I've been fighting for a while. Best choice ever. Yeah, like when I think obviously my hair has grown a lot, but before lockdown, I obviously hadn't been very well for a while. So I hadn't been and got my hair cut, but technically the hair that I grew out during lockdown was from shaved, and it definitely took me a minute to like look at it and be like, oh, okay, I guess this is my hair now, because it's been shaved for so long. And part of me is also like, I would easily go back to it if I needed to. It'd be difficult for me not to travel maybe and go back to the place that I was having it done before because they were so good about it. But like, I would definitely get it done again because it's like a fresh start. Every time you shave your head, it's like a fresh start, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed that. I think as well, a lot more people, like, I didn't think I would suit it at all, and that was one of my big like fears about it, was like, oh god, if you don't suit it, what then? Well, then your hair grows back. And it's not such a big problem. None of these are good peelies. They all end up being the big ones. They're like the small ones. I wonder if it's because they come in the post. Maybe the post does something about it that makes them not be good peelies. Are you on shuffle? Because I'm getting a feeling. I'm getting a feeling we're not on shuffle today. Oh dear. It's so low. That's a surprise. Thank you for the rhymes. I like my home hairdresser because the person who cuts my hair did everything, so it's really nice. Hell yeah. Like, getting along with the person that does your hair is so important. Underratedly important. Oh dear. But yeah, I'm a bit nervous to go today because obviously I don't look fantastic. I look like I've been in a fight, and that makes me a bit anxious. Because you never quite know how people are going to respond to it. Like, I'm used to people staring if I'm out and about like this, because like, what can you expect? Like, it's unusual for a woman to be walking around with such large swelling on their face, like without any concern. But yeah, I never quite know how to answer questions about it, and I'm happy to talk about it, to be fair, but like, it's difficult to explain. Like, there are people that will ask and then immediately start pitying you, and that kind of bothers me, and I never really know how to respond to that, because like, I don't like being pitied, honestly. It's probably one of my least favorite things. Is when people are like, oh, poor you, that sounds so hard. Oh, I know people mean well by it, but like, it always makes me feel really uncomfortable. Oh wait, I should have my sewing machine up. 2 seconds, there you go. We're doing sewing now, after all. Yeah, it always makes me feel really uncomfortable, and I never really know how to react to it, so yeah. That makes me nervous. Just get really short pixie cuts as a way to start over. Yeah. It's a really good way to like feel like fresh. Oh. Heppies, welcome on in, Asylum. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm just trying to. There we go. I'm just trying to drop my feed. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I made one that looked tired and afraid. You know what? I'm kind of vibing with it. My tired and afraid VTuber. Sorry, tucking in. Then she tends to grow out and get annoying and go back to pixie again. That sounds like me. I haven't had a reason to cut it back completely though yet. I was thinking to do it, but then I realised winter was coming, and I thought maybe having slightly longer hair would be a bit warmer. Excuse me, but next spring maybe. Vile Riku. Fingers crossed that this will be a good hairdressing experience, and I'll want to go back to them, because honestly the prices aren't too bad and they get really good Google reviews, which gives me a little bit of confidence, like that maybe people like they're good, they're chill. Yeah, so fingers crossed. I'd really like to get along with them because they are a local hairdresser, and I will need hairdressing appointments sometimes. Not as often as I should. The other thing that makes me feel a bit more confident is that they do like crazy hair dye there. So I always feel a bit more confident at places that are confident to do bright colours in hair, and they do really bright colours in people's hair. And while I won't be going there to get my hair coloured because it's cheaper for me, and I'm pretty experienced with it at this point. It's cheaper for me to do it myself, and that's like that I don't mind doing. Knowing that they do that, and it's like they're comfortable with, does make me feel a bit more confident about them in general. It's definitely not on shuffle. Shuffle. I swear. Wait, there we are. Hairdressers, try living in a country who barely speak the language. I've been here for 5 years, still not found someone who can cut the hair the way that I like. That's always my fear. Oh dear. I mean, I'm okay, I do speak the language. I don't speak Welsh, but then most places will offer English and Welsh, so like it's not too big of an issue, to be honest. But, it just makes me so nervous. I'm glad that I'm not the only person that gets really nervous though. Because I was telling Shiny and Shiny was like, you'll be fine. I don't understand why you're so nervous. They're just gonna cut your hair. You don't care that much about your hair anyway. I was like, I know, but it still makes me nervous. I can't put into words why completely it makes me as nervous as it does. But like, generally I just get very nervous having my hair cut. Also, like, what if I don't know what to say? What if they ask me what my job is? How do I answer? I guess I could tell them that I'm just currently between jobs, but it might get a bit awkward. Oh, Bobbin. It might get a bit awkward in 6 months' time when I'm still between jobs. Oh dear. I think I found a good shop for colouring and trendy cuts to make me feel better about them doing the pixie cuts. Yeah, it's like knowing that they do a slightly bigger range. The other thing that they do, which is a little interesting, they are attached to a beauty parlour, and the beauty parlour is arguably a lot bigger than the hairdressers. So they do full body massages, and they do like hot stones and like all those kind of treatments as well, which I'm like, maybe if I get really stressed out for every appointment, I'll have to book myself in quickly for like a hot stone treatment or something. Honestly, it's all the prices, but not that bad. Dear. You get a full body massage for 40 minutes for like 40 quid, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, they love your heck, yeah. It's not just cutting your hair, it's all the small talk, yeah. I'm a chatty person, but there's a lot of things where like the common questions where I'm like, I don't really know how to answer this. Because if I tell you I'm unemployed and then you ask why and I say it's due to health, that's... it's awkward as hell. I don't want to say that. So, but I mean, I can pretend to have a job, but then I'm like, I have to keep up the charade if that's what I do. Oh dear. I mean, I guess I was talking to Shiny about this as well. I think what we settled on was that I'd say that I was unemployed, that we recently moved to the area, which is true, and that once we'd settled into the house, I will maybe look for employment, but at this point, it's easier for me to be working on the house. Yeah, that's kind of what I'd settled on for this time. It won't work permanently, but it gets me out of any difficult questions for now. I went to a shop to get a trim. I had my previous shop do a certain type of layering for my hair. Yeah, somehow I walked out with 40-odd women's layering. Wow, that sounds fantastic. I once, you remember the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Not the old one, the newer one, with Johnny Depp. I once walked out with a haircut like that. Like, I asked them to cut me a fringe, because at the time I didn't have one, and they cut me a 1 centimetre across, like, boxy fringe. And then, because my hair was short at the sides, anyway, I just looked like Willy Wonka. And it was like, oh, that was a period of my life that I never get back. Dear. If they do crazy colours, they're less likely to freak out on non-traditional cuts. Yeah. And they're probably better at problem solving as well. So like if you are having some issues with your scalp or something like that, they're more likely to be able to suggest things. I think that helps. That doesn't sound good. Yeah. The bobbins. My bobbin is just not very happy at the moment. I'm not sure what it is, but it is an unhappy bean. It's alright. I notice very quickly when the bobbin is not threaded correctly. Yeah! Well, the Karen cut. I like the idea of male homemaker, nobody gets it. Yeah, like... I feel like it shouldn't be questioned too much, but there are some things you just feel a bit more self-conscious saying, I guess. I mean, for me, I don't like going into a store and immediately being like, I am too sick to work, yada yada. That's not a very good introduction, and it's honestly not something I want to have to say ever, if not like if possible, like especially to strangers. Like, yeah, no, it's awkward. It just ends a conversation. Like, how do you continue that conversation now? We good now? Yeah, we're good now. Oh dear. But then also, like, what do I say? No, so we've decided on saying that since we moved into the new house, that I am doing more of the painting and sanding and, like, knocking down walls, which it is true, I am doing a lot of that when I can. And so because of that, I'm not searching for employment until the house is a bit closer to being done. And that's how I'm going to get around the employment question, because, like, it's going to happen. They're going to ask, what do you do? Nothing. As a fan, yes, Streamlabs is a good bean. We love Streamlabs. Problem I have is being spoiled. As where I lived in Manchester, I got free haircuts at Tony and Guy Academy. Always had brilliant haircuts. Yeah, that's fair. Ah, dear. I learned about techniques. It annoys the hell out of me when they use scissors on my neck. Ooh. Yeah, fair enough. We don't have kids. I get super stressed with jobs to a point I lose my hair. Already have house, which is no one understands why a male would be a homemaker. Well, but maybe it's because I grew up in a house where, like, there wasn't that kind of role stuff. Especially if you have kids. If one of you really wants to go back to work and the other one doesn't, I don't think it should really matter what the gender is. And, like, also as far as being a homemaker, if one person is a lot more comfortable doing that and the other person wants employment, like, that's not a problem. Oh dear. Personally, I'd love it if I could support the entire household. I'd love to be, like, the sole worker. That'd be great. I can't imagine it happening anytime soon, but, like, for me, that'd be something that I really enjoy being able to do. I think it's because my motivations for work are pretty high. Like, I like to be busy, I like to work. It's a big part of my life, whereas that's not the same for everybody. But if I could support Shiny and Shiny could be at my phone, then I'd love that. Just unfortunate that that's not what the situation is. But I think I can get a lot of enjoyment out of that. Heck yeah. Damn sex, I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, Teacup loves her job. I love working on the house. In a situation where we can do that, it's perfect for both of us. Exactly. It's like, it would be a shame to take Teacup out of the work that she loves and then force you into something that makes you sick just to fit, I guess, an older standard of household living. Yeah, like, why would you do that? Like, no one's gonna be happy. Eat too. Oh, meat pies for breakfast, delicious. Enjoy them, Riku. I'm just gonna stay home and craft all day. Yeah, like, I guess in my ideal world, which I don't think will be able to happen right now as I am, but I'd love to do, like, make costumes for companies, like for Comic-Cons and stuff like that. So, like, get commissioned by, I don't know, Ubisoft to make a costume for them. That'd be really, really cool. I'd love to be able to do that, but, like, not only am I not skilled enough right now to be doing that kind of work, I would also think I have to grow a fair amount on social medias, and right now I'm saving up for a phone so that I can maybe get TikTok, because I've heard that that's good for that sort of thing, but yeah. I think when you're in the position for saving for a phone that can handle TikTok, it's probably not the position to be like, oh yeah, I'll be doing this in a few years. It's very much a long-term goal, but I'm someone who enjoys that. I like having long-term goals and working towards them. I still want to be World Cosplay Champion as well. Not to forget, one day I would love to be World Cosplay Champion. It just, you know, it's okay to have multiple goals, right? dear, I gotta make my own work with what I do. Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Ah dear. Sucks people are so fixated. Like, can we just chill and do what we like without being called out negatively? Yeah. Also, Scott, thank you so much for the egg. Welcome on in. Ah dear. Yeah, it would be nice if there was less of that, but at the same time, there has to, how to put it, like, there's always going to be the history of certain things being more accepted, and only over time will that sort of stuff go away. Like, as more people accept different roles and stuff like that. It'll be a slow process, but we're already on the way to it. Like, for every person who makes their own decisions on how they want to live in their own house. And it's okay if you're the man of the house and you want to earn the money and go out to work, and there's like, you have a wife who wants to stay home. Like, that's not actually a problem at all. But the thing is, like, having the choice to do that, you know? Rather than it being the standard. I think more and more people are embracing the fact that they like different things and want different things from life, and it's not really gender conforming. Oh dear. So we're getting there. Again, slow process, but we get there. You're okay. You're fine, you're fine. Oh dear. You want some snacks? You sharing snacks around me, Pooh? How dare you share them around and not share any with me, huh? Where are my snacks? I got up early this morning. I've only had a teeny tiny breakfast. I require snacks. Honestly, probably Vile requires snacks as well because they're up very late. And they're going to continue to be up very late. But I need snacks too. Some tea. Excuse me, what? Every time I catch myself winking, it's like, oh, hi, chat. I think I just have to turn my face more to this. Oh, no, it's not doing it now. Oh, well. What if I look up? No. I've already consumed the pizza. I'm so sorry. I can give you a ginger nut. You had pizza too? I hope you enjoyed your pizza. Dear, I'm just saying, when people talk about food, that's suddenly the only food that I want. It's like, oh, you guys were talking about cookies? Now I want cookies. I'm like, I think it's because, okay, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say it's because I grew up with siblings. And like, you know, the whole mentality of if they get something, I want something too. And I've just taken it into adulthood, like, you've got pizza, I want pizza. Yeah. It feels like it's that kind of mentality of, like, when I was a kid. Like, seeing, like, if, like, my sister or something got, like, a chocolate bar, like, what about mine? Where's my chocolate bar? How come they get a chocolate bar? Where's mine? So, I feel like I've just taken that mentality straight into adulthood. Where if somebody else has something, I want it too. Excuse me, where's mine? If they get it, why don't I get it? It was delicious, heck yeah. Oh dear, I don't know if that's necessarily what I get it from, but like, it feels like it fits, you know? Like sibling jealousy, like how could you get the chocolate bar if I don't get the chocolate bar? Just made me not only want to keep making this costume, but like it's also really made me want to keep playing more horror games. We are getting to the spooky month, to be fair. I like horror games all year round. I just really enjoy horror games. Like the feeling of being spooked. I like it. It's like I don't always like it in the moment, but like I always find after those streams where I was like doing spooky games, I feel really relaxed and like really at peace. We're getting that, we're getting that. Speaking of horror games, what the hell is this music? Is this Call of the Lamb? It is. It's just started halfway through. We'll start at the beginning, thank you very much, because just having that really creepy music's a bit weird. Oh dear. There we go. That's a better. That's a better. Okay. Back in again. I feel like I will run out of thread pretty soon, but I've got more thread ordered. It should be arriving tomorrow. So hopefully that means we might have to take a slight break on this part of the costume. Excuse me. Oh my god, on this part of the costume. But we can come back to it pretty quick. Thank you for the Hornsey! Nun Massacre. Wait, is that the name of that OST? Or are you suggesting something? Creepy music is fitting for the VTuber model, right? I really like this model. The more that I see it, the more I'm like, this is, yeah. I like this. I like this a lot. Oh dear. Although be warned about the sound can be destroying your eardrums if you don't adjust it. Oh, it's a horror game! Oh, the context was completely lost. I'm so sorry. It's a horror game. There's a few horror games recently out that have piqued my interest. I still really, there's a lot of games as well that I just don't have the ability to play. Like, I think it was Haunting Ground that I really wanted to play. It's a silly horror game for sure, but I wanted to play that one. But I think it's just not available. Haunting Ground. Like, how can I play it? PlayStation 2, yeah. Although apparently, according to something released in March, apparently they are looking to... Wait. Oh no, that's the Wait. The Haunted Grounds... No, that's a different one. That's not Haunting Ground. Ah. Yeah, it'd be a bit difficult for me to play. That's one that I really wanted to play. It's like the older horror game. Horror game. I do remember, like, so I didn't play it myself. Or did I play it myself? Was it one that I rented? I can't remember. Either I played it myself but not the whole game, or I watched someone play it and not the whole game. Actually, thinking about it, maybe it makes more sense that I maybe played it and just didn't finish it. So why would I not finish watching it? Anyway, the thing that really sticks out to me was like the enemies were kind of reminiscent of like how Resident Evil 7 was, where it's like not exactly a family, but it's like that kind of dynamic where you have like one main villain at a time. Like in Resident Evil 7, like you're fighting Jack, and then you're fighting Marguerite, and then you're fighting Lucas, and it's like they're not all just thrown at you at once. It's like one after the other, and they all have like their eccentricities and like their weaknesses and strengths, and it's like, you know, the gameplay is a little different each time. I remember from what I saw of Haunting Ground that it's very similar in that way that it presents, in that like there is a whole host of people in this house, but they won't all target you at once, and the way that you get around each person is very different based on who it is at that time that you're fighting. And like I don't even remember all of them. I only really remember the first two, which again, maybe that's as far as I got. But I remember the mechanics being quite different, and also like what made them creepy, very different. I remember the second one because she was very pretty. Listen, but she was really, really pretty, but the thing was she was made to be perfect, and it was kind of driving her insane. And so she was like the perfect doll kind of person. So what starts to happen is when she starts to look at herself in mirrors or see herself in mirrors, it like heightens her insanity, and like she gets worse. And it was like a really interesting like mechanic of like using mirrors specifically to defend yourself. And I would have really liked to play that one on stream because yeah, it's just really cool. I don't know, it's kind of sick. Like that's only one of the enemies. The others were a bit more gruesome. The other thing is you get a dog. The other thing is the jiggle fixes are kind of off the charts, because you play as a woman. I don't remember her name, but you play as a woman, and like you can walk around the building, but when you're being chased, you like run around the building, and when you're like running around the building, your chest is like bam 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 bam. It's just really funny. It's like a horror game. However, there are elements that just make it really funny. Like, the concept is really, really cool, and like I don't want to take away from that, but there are just some gameplay elements which is just hilarious. Those jiggle physics, yeah. Yeah. I'd really like to play that one. Hopefully, maybe at some point it gets a PC release. Like, I don't need a remaster or anything, just like a way to play it, or PS4 release. I'd take either. If it was originally on PlayStation. Oh, but yeah. It's like the things you remember. Like, I remember it had some really cool enemies, and I remember the jiggle physics were really intense. I also remember you have a dog, and the dog is very cute. And like any game where you have a cute dog, like that is just a better game. Like honestly, you don't really see as many, maybe it's just like an older thing, but like animal companions in horror games, I don't feel like you see that much of it. Because, you know, you get like Fable and stuff like that, but they're not horror games. It's like a bit weird for a horror game to give you an animal companion, because then it's like, it feels like you have something you can lean on. At least keeping you an animal companion for like any length of time. Also, Evil, thank you for the hydrate. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Sorry, 2 seconds. I should have something up in the background that I don't. There we go, there we go. Okay. Just to make sure. There we are, that's all good. There are many that have that element. Yeah, at least like horror games. Because why would they give you an animal companion to make you feel better? But some Fable can be considered a horror game. It's a horror. Wait, do you not like Fable? I love Fable. I did like Fable 2 the most, maybe then Fable 3. Fable 3 just didn't have, in my mind, the post game was like meh. I don't know, I didn't enjoy it that much. Like, I quite enjoyed all the stuff leading up to that, but the post game, I must admit, was not my favourite. Just double checking it, it felt a bit weird, but it seems like it's fine. Okay, who's splashing in? Miffy! Thank you for the follow, that's very kind of you. When I was in Amsterdam, I was picking up lots of Miffy merch. We now have like Miffy pencils and Miffy, what do you call it? Magnets. I don't know why there was so, actually maybe some people in chat can answer this. Why is there so much Miffy merch in Amsterdam? Is Miffy originated from Amsterdam? Because it feels like it's not. But maybe it is. There was so much Miffy stuff. Maybe it's just to appeal to a younger audience and I was like caught in the net. But oh my god, it's so cute. I Fable 1, 2, and 3 was meh. Yeah, 3, I didn't hate it. It's not a bad game. I just didn't like it as much. But I did still play it quite a lot as a thing, which is why I'm like, you know, I didn't like it as much. But I did play it a lot. I think I only played 1 or 2, never tried 3. I think I would still say give 3 a go. It does have some features I really enjoyed. I really liked the hub. The hub was really fun. Like, being able to teleport straight to there was really cool. I did enjoy that, but there were just other bits where I wasn't as keen on. So I guess it's like up and down. Like with a game in the series, there'll be things you like and things you don't like, and you can just hope that the next one incorporates more of the good stuff from like 1, 2, and 3. Hi, I'm Miffy. Welcome on in, Miffy. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Miffy is Dutch. Good. Well, now I feel justified in buying all of that Miffy stuff. Heck yeah. I think it's really popular. I believe in like our little town you can still buy merch of it too. I love Miffy. I think Miffy is so heckin' cute. Dear. So when I saw all this Miffy stuff, I was like, oh hell yeah. I am being sold to. I will buy all of this. But it just seemed really odd to me because I always kind of associated Miffy with Hello Kitty, which I know they're not the same thing, but just like how they look. I was like Miffy and Hello Kitty, right? And I think Hello Kitty is Japanese, so seeing Miffy was like, wait a minute, what's Miffy doing here? But no, Miffy's Dutch, then heck yeah. You guys got a sweet bean rabbit. God Neerjutta in Dutch, and it's created by Dick Brunner, a Dutch writer. Oh, okay, nice. I'm good. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm sewing until I run out of thread, which is almost 100% going to happen today because I could only buy this color in 100-meter reels or spools even, and so I need quite a bit more because I'm doing free motion embroidery, which is slow and takes a lot of thread, but that's okay. It's fine. We've got more coming in the post. I just wouldn't arrive till tomorrow, I think. Guys, get some nice filling in of space. Very nice. Looks great. Oh dear. I don't know how they call her Miffy in English. Miffy! Miffy's a very cute name though. Oh, I forgot that. Oh dear. Steve-El, welcome on in. Having a sleepover. You're fine. I hope you're doing well. Fun Mola, thank you. They look tired and terrified. Oh. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Also, the desk is attached to me. Look at that. Look at me move my desk. Oh dear. No, please, I feel like that almost everywhere to be. Oh, dear me. Ah, Tomic, I hope you're doing well with your work. I hope the cosplay is coming along well. Have nice looks. It says like E. Oh, like E in Y. Oh, okay, okay. They look mostly tired. Yeah! I gave myself really good bags. So I was like, how do I want to present myself as a seamstress? I want to present myself as a mess. So I got my roots out. I got my bags under my eyes. My pupils are tiny, so I look terrified a lot of the time. They do get a bit bigger when I smile. Okay. And yeah, I got my hoodie on. Cult music. It is cult music. Yes. We did originally put us halfway through the OST, but we went back to the beginning because it was kind of terrifying being put halfway into the Cult of Love OST. It's definitely a vibe. Oh dear. There we go. I also have some stuff coming for October as well today. I have some stuff coming for when we eventually do the 24-hour stream, but then I also have stuff coming for when we do our charity streams. So we can do some of that soon as well. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to change the pace, honestly. Do like some slightly different embroidery stuff because it'll still be free motion, just a little bit different. Like when we're doing the Blue Chrome stuff. What else going on in English? Called no cult. Dear. Jay talking in the background. Brrr. Yeah, that's basically the stream now. It's like I'm here too. Brrr. Machine does be going. Brrr. That's good. It means it's working. We like a good machine that goes. Brrr. So when the machine makes clanging noises, that we have to be worried. Oh dear. Oh, also Shiny's already brought me self-proofing. Shiny was listening to me sewing in this room, was like, no. No, too loud. So we have soundproofing on the way as well for putting in the loft room, of course, not for this room. But so that when I get up to the loft, I'm not making noise throughout the whole house. Literally after day 1 of sewing in this room, Shiny was like, nah, I'm ordering you soundproofing, we're not dealing with that. I didn't think I was that bad. But I know the machine can get pretty loud, and free motion is a slightly louder skill as well, because it's like very fast stitching long term, so like, it is kind of loud. I don't think it was that bad. I'm doing the veins as well, so I'm trying to make them more come from a point. So originally I was just going round and round in circles, whereas now I am using slightly thinner lines to go to like one point and all blossom out from like that one point. I don't think it matters too much because I started at the bottom of the ankle, which is part you'll barely see anyway, but I just wanted to mention it that I have slightly changed the style of doing the veins, just because I wanted them to be a little bit closer. They were all very thick lines, and I don't mind like how that feels, but I think how it looks, they would look better with some much thinner lines going into like more kind of like cell-like. Yeah. I can understand with this kind of name, Shiny the MVP. Shiny is the MVP. Can Shiny give some of that soundproof material too? I think they've only ordered enough for the loft, to be honest. Oh, so Purple, good morning. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome on in. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how it's been sneaking up. It's scary crazy. The other thing is because like it's gonna take a little bit longer to do the loft now because a couple, well, specifically one of the tradesmen we've had doing a lot of help who would have been working on the loft. There's a hole in their hand right now. They had a bit of an incident at work and was it dermaplaned their hand? And they showed us a picture. A picture that I cannot get out of my head. Yeah, it's just a hole. Like an inch of just hole. And so until that heals, they can't work on the loft, funnily enough. I mean, we still have to do a few bits and bobs anyway ourselves, but when they said like they got a hole in their hand, I'll be honest, I imagined like they drilled into it or like they'd accidentally hit it with a hammer or like a nail had gone into it. That was my thought, is like it would be about that size. It's on their palm and it is about this size. And then the hole is like there. Like they just casually were like, look what I did to my hand, and we were like, are you okay? And they were like, yeah, and going in now. Just like, just go. Oh my god. The thing is, because they've just removed it, like there's just nothing there now. I was talking to Shiny about it, I was like, they can't do stitches, surely, or staples, or strips, because there's nothing to attach it to. Yeah. So I don't quite know what they're expected. I guess we'll hear back from them in a couple days, probably, since they are like family and friends, everyone who's working on the house at the moment. I'm sure we'll hear back from them. I'm just not sure how it's expected to heal. Oh dear. It might not be as bad if you had a rug or something under the table to cushion the vibrations of the machine. So I do have some carpet under the table right now, and we did have some other stuff as well. Unfortunately, it's more to do with the beams of the house, where if you're anywhere near a beam, oh dear. Ouchies. Big ouchies. How do they manage that? I mean, I guess I don't know. Like, just hit with the cold water, no build up. Well, they did show us a picture with like a bandage on it first to be like, just so you know, I won't be coming around this weekend. I've had a bit of an incident. And then we were like, oh my god, what happened? Are you okay? And then they were like, BAM! There's a picture of a hole in my hand. Like, ah! No! Oh dear. Oh, thank you, Purple. Yeah, we're adding veins to it so that it'll end up looking a little bit more gruesome, because like I love this fabric and it's the perfect colour for what I want to use it for, but it's just a bit too pretty, so we're gonna unpretty it a bit so that it better fits what we're doing here. You were that cold water. They did. I had a friend who did something similar to their hand. It does heal up, but there could be some nerve damage. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is what they said was it doesn't actually hurt. It just really tingles. And we were like, that's not a good thing, friend. Like, obviously we don't want you to be in pain, but like you should be in pain right now, and you saying that it's just really tingly. I'm worried. I'm very worried. Yeah, we keep up to date with them, make sure they're okay. I think they're going back into today, so we'll leave them for today here in the water room. See how they're doing. Not because we want them to come back suddenly or anything like that. Like, no, please take your time to heal. But like, just to make sure that they are okay, because it is quite a dramatic injury. And on that hand as well, it's like, not good. That's currently what's going on. The thing is, there are things we can do ourselves. It's just we don't have a bench cutter, so we can't cut a lot of pieces to size, but we can take a lot of pieces out. Oh dear. So you're telling me they made not? They did. Yeah, it's just a straight up hole. I love that this little closed eyes when you work, so it looks like an. Don't mind me, guys. Just no, it's safe for me. It's because when my eyes look down, they're like not so big. So they do that. Oh dear. Also, just practicing for like safety. Over here, sometimes it's better not to look, please don't follow that advice. Nobody listens to that advice. It's just meaning. That's that one. I'm honestly surprised we've got so far as we have. I thought the weapon run out by now. Oh dear. No, I really like this model. This is now going to be my staple model. Yeah. This is probably the other thing Shiny really wants to drown out.
We like to party. 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 La Venga bus is coming and everybody's jumping. New York to San Francisco and interstate free disco. The wheels are still on turning and traffic lights are burning. So if you like to party, come on and move your body.
Thank you for the party. Those I think are very Brock vibes. So I did change it a little bit with how I normally rig, which was that my eyebrows, do you see when I'm like, they're like up, but then when I smile, they're down? So I kind of make it so that my eyebrows have happy and sad as well, which I normally don't add because it's like an extra bleh, but I did this time. So now when I smile, my eyebrows come down, but they can also just move them normally as well, It's just a little different, but I like it. But it does also mean when my eyes close, I just look really thick. Really thick eyes and eyebrows. Because most of the time when I am like laughing, my eyes go really small and it just thinks that I'm blinking. I'm not. It's just, it's what the model assumes. Yeah, I like it. It's expressive. Originally I was gonna have more on the mouth, but honestly the eyes do most of the work for me, so I just kind of gave up on that 2 seconds. Fine. Oh dear. I do have teeth as well. You see them? They're small though. I did used to have a tongue, but I got rid of it because it was too distracting. There was too much going on in my mouth. Oh dear. I like its expressions. Heck yeah, it's cursed, but I love it. I also just wanted to go a bit further away from anime. Not that there's anything against anime models, and I don't want to sound like anime. Like, no, I love anime. Please do not take this out of context. I love it. I love it so much. But it didn't suit me. It doesn't suit my character really. I don't feel like. So yeah, that's hence the move away from it. There's too much. There was way too much going on. There we go. I'm gonna get this bit done because it goes to the side. Once we've done like the whole leg, which bear in mind is pretty tall, but it's not as tall as you might think. It's only up to there. So we're like, a third of the way, maybe to the full leg. Once we've done the full leg, I'm going to measure it against the one that I have cut and not done into, just to see how much. This is a leg. Yeah. This is a leg. I'm going to measure it to the one that I have cut and not embroidered into, just to see how much space I lose, because doing this kind of embroidery when it's really tight and really thick shrinks your fabric down. So I did cut it with pretty big size, but I would like to see how much of that I lost. Oh dear, yeah, this is a leg. It's kind of difficult to show. I have another leg here. So those are my legs. This is my other leg. Actually, I could just put it against itself, to be fair. Why has that leg got a bit cut out of the bottom? Fine. I'm assuming it's fine. Well, actually, it's not shrunk it very much at all. Like a couple millimeters maybe at most. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yeah, this is a leg. Up here, sorry, just don't tell Twitch I'm showing you this. So this is my bust. This is my swamp monster bust right here. Right there. Yeah. Don't tell Twitch that I'm showing you this. You know, it's very sexy. And then this is a leg. A nice old leg. Big TOS. Big TOS. Shh. As long as you don't tell them, it's fine. Oh dear. Right. Okay. I'm just having some tea. Thank you for the tea horn. Oh dear. Delicious. All right, back into it we go. Jump straight back in. Oh dear. Yeah, I like this model. I like that it has a sewing machine as well. Also, again, I will point this out. The needle moves. Look at the needle on my sewing machine. Can you see it? Do I need to blow myself up? Maybe I need to make it myself bigger so you can see it. Oh. Look at it! It moves! It's sewing! Oh, it's doing the thing. Oh, okay, now, there I am. We're back. Oh dear, the jelly is wobbling. It does. If I do this, there you go. I have to fix the physics a bit because my hair gets stuck. You see that? Like it goes a bit too far. But yeah, they do wibble. Both of them wibble. The table one wibbles and my head one wibbles. Oh, yeah, it's got all the wibbles. Well, because I don't have standard jiggle physics on this model. This model's not really meant to be a sexy model as such. But, so yeah, the jiggle physics are still there, but they're on my jelly. I must say, I thought at the first that this would be very temporary until I like fixed it up a bit, but I actually really like this. It still needs fixing, and I'm not gonna like deny that, but I actually really like it. I really like how mildly cursed it is. Big fan. Wobbling. Wobble redeem when? You want to redeem wobble? I think when the wobble is fixed, that's going to be something we add to the channel, because I don't want you to redeem a half-assed wobble. It's not like perfect. When we fix some of the physics on here, which probably won't be like in the next couple of weeks, just as a heads up, because I'll be using the model every day. When I have a bit more time where I'm not using the model, then maybe. Yeah. It's a really fun model. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You know, how many models have I made this month? 4? 4, I think. But they were all kind of simple. They're not, well, 2 of them were a little more difficult. This one, very simple. But they weren't, none of them were more than like weekend jobs. Long weekend jobs, yeah, I think. Honestly, at the moment, they're taking longer to draw than they are to grade. There's one thing against reading, it's like, it's not the same thing every time, but it's a lot of very similar things, so it's like, it becomes muscle memory almost. But the drawing is not muscle memory, and I struggle with that. At least 4, yeah, I think 4. If memory serves. I think it's 4. Oh dear. Wobble. Wobble. There they go. Jellies are a wobbling. I kind of want to give the jellyfish sunglasses, but I'd have to draw those as assets and then I add them in. But I just think they look really cute with little sunglasses on. Like little small boots. These are the kind of model adjustments I really want to do. Like, I want to give my jellyfish sunglasses. So I see one of them in action. Oh, me too. Actually, some of you guys might see one of them in action a little bit later today. It depends on how they're going to do it, I suppose. But you might potentially get to see a VTuber a little bit later that I made. So look forward to that. That one was one of the most difficult ones to draw. Because the expressions are really specific, and also it's not the kind of figure I'm used to drawing. Dear sunglasses, do you? Yeah. Sorry, excuse me. Put sunglasses on my jellies. Get a little dress up jelly with you. That'd be cute. Another one done. Looks pretty good. Just doing like the little jellies. I might be able to do that now. Let me just see, because there are just assets in VTube Studio. Let me hide myself while I do it, because otherwise I'm ready to see all the background stuff. I'm just curious. Is it this one? Band-aids? Not quite. Lots of beverages. Is it this one? Oh no, in front of it. Okay. There are. Okay, 2 seconds, I just need to get the other one. Oh my god. And put that, oh wait, can I rotate it? No, I can't rotate it, okay. I can't pick it up now, oh no, okay, wait, move that over there. Oh, I've lost my model, come back. Can I control Z? What have I done? What? There's just some sunglasses floating in midair. Wait, I could put them on the jelly. Oh, have I locked them? Maybe. I might have to remove all the ones from screen right now. There we go. Because, yeah, I caused myself a bit of an issue. Let me add some new ones in. It's okay, it's okay. I know that they're there now. Okay. And add another one. This is a lot of effort for a couple of sunglasses. And like that. Okay, it's not perfect, but we gave it our best shot. What do you think? I need to move my VTuber around a bit because I moved them. There you go. And then move this one. There we are. There we go. We got it. Heck. Big heck. Leon, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Oh, there we go. Look, the sunglasses turn so much more than the rest of the character. You know what's fine though? Do they wobble with it? Not really. Big heck. Big heck. Worth it. Worth it. Also, I've laughed too much. I'm gonna have to take a pee break in a minute. I'm so sorry. You guys have just been a bit too funny today, and I now need the toilet pretty desperately. You know how it is. What we'll do is I'll hoop up for the next bit, and then I'm gonna take a really quick toilet break. I hope you're proud. I have a bucket of tea now. Heck yeah! I am very proud. You heck and get yourself your bucket of tea. Well, there you go. For anyone who hasn't seen it, here it is. Veins. Slowly but surely adding loads and loads of veins to our fabric. As is good and proper. For like a swamp monster. A distorted human turned into a swamp monster. Needs veins. Ah dear. Stainia costume. Oh, you put a bucket of tea for Stainia costume. Oh, heck yeah. Your costume's gonna smell fantastic, Steve L. Smart hecking bean. Right. I'm gonna leave this on the desk while I take a really, really quick pee break. Great weathering. Heck yeah, great weathering. Right, where's my pee break sign? There it is. I'll be back in just a moment. I gotta pee. Okay, we're back. Let me just whoop. Whoop. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. I have a teeny tiny bladder and I must pee. Thank you for the welcome back. Welcome back yourself. I hope everyone had a good pee. Oh, great costume. P and T, they're the same thing. Dear, can't have swamp pea costume. That's clear. Forbid. Oh my god. I wonder if I could stay in my costume with tea just for the smell of it, really. Smell of it would be amazing. Walks into international cosplay competition. Hello, yes, I'm British and I smell like tea. Oh dear. Right, let's get back into this. I've already pre-hooped it, ready for bringing this in. Oh, I'm cold again. Wait a minute. Do I need to put my jacket back on? Probably because I left this room and it's colder outside this room right now. Jacket. And jacket. There we go. Okay, now I'll be nice and warm. Let's keep going until we run out of thread. Or it hits 11 o'clock, potentially. We have some stuff that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing like a specific raid today. We have a target in mind. It is one of our mods. They are doing their birthday stream today. So we're going to be sending them a big old happy birthday. Yeah. Plus, I think it'll be a stream you guys will really enjoy. Because they're doing like an art stream, kind of. But it's like they've had an art competition going for the last few weeks. So they'll be going over all of the entries. And like picking some winners in different categories and stuff like that. So I think you guys will really like it. Also, Kyrie, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow. It's very kind of you. We're cosplayers here. We make costumes. We enter cosplay competitions. That's the vibe. Oh dear. At the moment, we're making a swamp monster, specifically the Molden from Resident Evil 7. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Birthday stream! Birthday stream! Ah, dear. So close. I'm pumped for the art competition. Me too. I'm honestly just really excited to hear Shifty try to explain some of the entries. Because I'm not going to spoil it. There are a very... Oh, that's not a good sound. There are a varied bunch of entries. And so it's quite funny. Quite funny. Like, I already know it's going to be really hard for them to explain why some stuff is there. So I'm really looking forward to them trying really hard to explain things. Yes. Oh dear, so close. Yeah, scarily close. Scary. Oh no, because I'm laughing with a couple. I know. That's just great. Oh no, it's gonna be a really fun competition. I don't think any of the people that entered are professional artists. So it's all just a lot of really fun stuff. That being said, the quality of art is actually really good. There's like some real quality stuff in there. So yeah, definitely stuff to be excited for. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that stream. So I'm covered in thread. This jacket just picks up thread because it's woolly. And so I'm just getting absolutely covered in thread. Oh dear. It's not the worst jacket I have for it, but it's up there. There we go. Also, the issue that we just had there, unfortunately it just happens with free motion where sometimes it will create a loop and then not itself. It doesn't happen very, very often though, it's just, and when it does happen you'll know basically straight away. It's not a subtle incident, but yeah, it's one of those things. You just kind of have to deal with it, cut it all off, keep going. It's not the same as when the bobbin was bunching earlier, from the bobbin being threaded incorrectly, it's different to that. It's a lot more obvious. There we go. Funny isn't what the heck are this or what they need some therapy. You will see. Oh, you shall see, please. You shall see. It's good stuff. All friends are skilled artists. Both. Yeah. just doing a quick check. Yeah, it's fine. It felt a little odd, but not too bad. I guess it's fine. Maybe it just didn't like that particular piece of the fabric. I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Not a sewing machine. Oh. Oh. There we go. Good stretches. Stretching is important because honestly, free motion embroidery posture is probably the worst posture I ever have during streaming. Like I'm trying to keep an eye on it and be good and like check my posture and fix it if it's wrong, but like it's so easy to become hunched over your machine doing this. Like it's really bad posture. Oh dear. Okay, I'll only be doing this for a few weeks. Oh dear. Stretch, stretch, stretch. There we go. Oh dear. I had to go out and buy new art supplies to do mine. It's so cursed with the front of the sketch. It was clearly marketed towards children. Crayon. You tell them it's biased. We god damn it. What if I missed a birthday party? Heck yeah! Welcome to the birthday party. Do this last little bit at the bottom and then we'll move again. Ah! Ah! Oh dear my, were you not doing this 12 hours ago morning? Give me that Majo drink. Oh, bless. Yeah, this machine needs a heckin' drink. No, I only did a few hours of it yesterday. It took a break and now we're doing a few more hours of it today. It is working very hard at the moment, to be fair. The machine's doing a really good job. I've probably had a couple of mishaps, but like, for the most part, my machine's working really hard. It's doing very heckin' well. Would anybody mind !shifty in chat? Because that way we can get some hype going before they even go live. Thank you for !shifty. Yeah, if you want to check out who we're raiding ahead of time, it's their birthday today, so do send them some love if you fancy it. I can go into their chat now and I can just put like, there you go, a smiley. Oh, what's with the listen, I couldn't actually tell you. Stream Elements have just been having a time over here the last couple weeks where they're like, they just come into chat and they go, ah. We are the emotional support for Stream Elements, we are, 100%. There you go. Some more veins. The pre-party, yeah, pre-party. Oh, it's Vile's already done it. There's a cooldown, I'm sorry. Vile has already done it. It's right there. Oh, dear. Oh. There's like some epoxy or something on my desk there, I think. Every now and again I see it and I'm like, is that something I can fix? No. No, it's not. Stream Elements is here for the vibes. Hell yeah. We're very lucky to be graced with the presence of Stream Elements. Yes, yes, yes. Oh dear. It's so cool, thank you! I'm really enjoying it. It takes a really long time. I might put up like a thread fund as well because God, I think I'm gonna spend about 100 quid in thread doing this. However, this is not to put anyone off. I really like the kind of custom look it gives fabric, and especially when it's meant to be like more of a grisly creature, this will be really, really good. But it is a decision to make to do this kind of texturing over an entire costume because it's very expensive. That is a lot of thread. Yeah. So far, this is 500 meters of thread. And that is on one ankle on the first piece. I have a whole second piece of this, which means if I am like scaling that up, probably 1,000, maybe 1,500, I'd say, on each leg, which is 4 because it's the inside and the outside, which is separate pieces, which means just the legs. Oh my God. Just the legs are going to be 6,000 meters of thread, and then if you count the upper piece up here, which is even more, like a lot more, that's probably at least going up to 15,000 meters of thread. And then we have both arms, inside and outside, and they're probably about 1,500 each. So we could be looking at about 21,000, not including hands and feet and face. Not including those. So maybe let's round out to like 25,000 meters of thread. For clarity, it is 10 pounds for 1,000 meters, which means to do this, 250 quid if you're not buying it cheaper. And I can get it a little bit cheaper, but not that much cheaper, so probably about 150 quid on thread, if I had to guess. Yeah, just to give you a really good idea of like why people will sometimes not do this. It's a lot of hack. Oh my God, Shifty! Happy birthday! I hope you're having a good day so far. Ah dear, and unfortunately I can't buy it wholesale. Yeah. I can buy it a bit cheaper, but not wholesale. Oh dear. Oh dear. I hope you're having a good birthday so far. We've been talking about you behind your back. Oh dear. Heck, you're doing good, thanks. Hell yeah. Happy birthday. All the happy birthdays. Oh dear. How is the stream prep going? How goes it? Only nice things I hope. I'll never tell. I need to prep. Yeah, I got a big stream coming up. Big stream. Oh dear. Fucking happy birthday. Oh dear. Yeah, I've been telling everyone about the stream we've got planned for today. No pressure. Yeah. I'm sorry. When one has a cartoon face, one must feed into it as much as possible, you know? Oh, they put a curse on me. I have, yeah. In fact, I put a curse on all of chat. Now you can't leave because you're cursed. You have to spend time with me while I do the monotonous veining of my fabric. Love is that 6 going on Smokey's Holy Snap. 500 quid, not in material. Not material, just thread. No labor charge. Thank you. Yeah. I like to try and be open about bits if they cost more, because obviously you have people watching who are like, wow, I want to do that to my own costume, and like as far as the enjoyment of it and like the effect that it gives, I'd absolutely recommend it, but it would be disingenuous to recommend it without warning you about how much it can cost to do this sort of thing to an entire costume. And so it's something that you want to weigh up with your own costumes. It's like, okay, I really want my costume to look a bit more horrific, that with paint, which would be a lot cheaper, which would probably cost you like 20 quid for a few fabric paints that you can use over your whole costume. Or I could do it textured with thread and things like that, which will cost me a lot more, you know, but it's more just to not to put you off, but to warn you before you start it, because I don't like the idea of people being like, wow, I saw this thing that Jelly did and I really want to do it, but now that I've started it, I realise it's going to cost a lot more than I can afford. And like, yeah, that's kind of what I want to avoid. I don't want people to be going outside of their budget to do something just because they saw it here. Yeah, like to do when talking about mods, I do it to others. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. It's like I'm not doing it to flex. I am doing it as a precautionary thing. I really love free motion embroidery, but it uses a lot of thread, and it's like you have to bear in mind when you're doing something like this, because thread is not cheap, and you can buy. Well, no, that's not true. You can buy cheap threads, but they'll lint a lot more, and they won't give you the thick texture that you want for something like this. So you can buy cheap threads. It might not be a good idea for this in particular, because you could cause damage to your machine. That's why I would rather spend £10 for, or like I think I get it for like £8 something, for 1,000 meters, than skip out and buy a cheap thread that might end up damaging my machine or linting into it and then hardening, stuff like that. Especially with more plastic polyester threads. I'm using polyester now, but I'm using a good quality one so that it doesn't have that problem. Because yeah, cheaper polyester threads can lint into a machine, and that causes a heck of a load of damage if you don't deal with it. They can like melt and cause hard patches that are very difficult to clean, which could do things like damage the tension long term. So if you get it hardening in here, it can cause problems with tension and also the thread feed in general. If it happens below, it can cause issues with the feed. I thought I'd run out of bobbin, but I haven't. It's okay. We can keep going. Yeah, there you go. I hope that's a good brief explanation. It's a bit more complicated than that. Also, thank you for still lurking, Atomic. I hope Shifty is some sort of party song redeem. I wanted to think that there isn't a possibility they could ruin a functional buzz with a misstep. Yeah, it's like I don't want to sell something falsely, you know? Like we try to be very open here about the cost of some things. Not only so that if you say commission someone to do this to you to understand why it costs so much, because this is part of the reason things like wedding dresses and stuff like that cost so much. There's so much custom embroidery. Everything is hand stitched into it for the most part, which is a really long process. Often takes multiple people to do each dress. So you're paying professionals for their time to do that, as well as of course the cost of more expensive materials like wedding lace, custom lace, stuff like that. This is why they're so expensive. This is why they're thousands of pounds. It's not just because they're marked up for wedding, it's also because of the amount of work and effort that goes into every single dress. And that's why if I was to sell Mateus, you'd be looking at least 20 grand. If you're paying me, I think that's if you're paying me minimum wage as well, it's like 20 grand. So because of the amount of hours it goes into it, and that's also why like I'm not going to sell it, because I either have to undersell it or I will never sell. Yeah. But you know, you make these pieces for the joy of making them, I think, most of the time. For commissions, you'll be told probably the price before you commission it, and so that you have a fair idea. But it's pretty common for cosplay commissions to be thousands of pounds. Like that's normal. Like because of the time and effort people are putting into making your costume perfect for you, they do cost thousands of pounds. And people will see that and be like, that's way too much. I don't understand why it costs that much. It's because they've spent 100 hours on making it and they bought the materials you requested, which were more expensive. You know, stuff like that. Don't pay someone to make a wedding dress, make a molded costume. I should be making a wedding dress right now. Oi, 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 oi. I can't tell if that was a personal attack or not. Oi, 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 oi. Listen, I know what I should be doing, but I priorities state that I should make this molded costume first. cheeky maidens and love the techie stats, so impressed with the knowledge applied to crafting. Oh, heck yeah! No, I'm glad you enjoy it. If anyone else could just be a fun tidbit of information, I got it too. Heck yeah. Whoop. Move that up there. Just turn up the molded costume. I mean, it's a reveal. True! And like Zoe underneath is white. I wasn't gonna have a white wedding dress, but I could have a white Zoe costume. Just make Zoe my wedding dress. Turn up at like the courthouse. Not the courthouse, what's it called? The house where you get your paperwork done. One of those. In the Zoe costume, like, yes, I'm ready to be wed. Thank you. It is my time. Here I am. My outfit. Not the courthouse. It's a not the courthouse. Did the house we get the paperwork done? Yeah. Don't mind the merge of the wedding dress, the House of Courts. Reminds me of a movie, The Bus That Couldn't Sleep. Oh my god, wait 2 seconds. You guys are making me cry too much. Oh. God. This is the thing that's happening because my eye is swollen right now. When I cry, it like, how to explain it? It like goes above my eye. Because it's swollen from around the side and the bottom, so it's like pushing my tears up to my eyelid and then they fall back into my eye again. It's like, ow! It's a mess. It's not how you're meant to cry. And another thing! Yeah, to you two developers. You're doing your best and I appreciate the effort. Also, Shifty, should you really be here? Don't you have a stream to plan? Look, there are people already in your chat waiting for the stream. Oh dear. Actually, can I? Will it let me? Ah, damn it. No. Won't let me yet. Wait, there are people like, yeah, I've been sharing your, sharing the link to your stream so that people can go over and start chatting in it if they want to. I told you, we were talking about you before you appeared in the stream today. We're waiting, Shifty. No pressure, you know, we're just waiting here. Thread. We got probably enough maybe to finish this. It'd be nice if we could, so I don't have to keep it in here. Oh, you're gonna have to keep waiting. No, the Shifty, we're here. Shocked. By the way, I don't think you can. Oh dear. There you go. We got through that hoop. I don't know if I bother starting another hoop with this little thread. But I can show you where we've got to. Oh. There we go. Oh. I need to trim some of these threads. There you go. And then... It's alright. Stream's not finished. Don't worry about it. I got other things I can do. Just specifically the vein part of stream is finished. Oh dear, there you go. That's all good. Get those out of the way then. There we are. We're gonna do some free motion, but we're not gonna be doing this. We're gonna be making some practice boobs. Practice boobs for Boobtober, you know? There you go. I do have some embroidery hoops coming in the post so that I can, you know, make stuff into them. But yeah, I figured some practice couldn't go amiss. What do you think? Do you like our veins? Our lovely veins. Practice bobs, practice bobs. So for anyone who is not aware, for Boobtober this year, we're not leading it. It is being led by, I believe it is Bateman and Dem and maybe Vile. I'm not sure. I think it is at least definitely Bateman and Dem. And they are leading Boobtober this year. I hope to take part in at least 1 or 2 streams, but because my health isn't very good at the moment, I just can't commit to running an event. We've been talking. Hell yeah. So I can't commit to run the whole event this year, but they have kindly taken it up and they are going to do the most with it. I think it's going to be a really, really good month. Boobtober was about raising money and awareness for breast cancer, during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Excuse me. I have a background in basically fitting people who are going through breast cancer. So my job for the longest time was, I was a bra fitter, but specifically I fit people who either had or were going to have surgery. And, you know, there were lots of reasons people were going to have or had surgery. It could be enlargement, reduction, transitional, but also the most common one was breast cancer. So like most days when I'm going to work, I'd be fitting people who were going through breast cancer or who had breast cancer. And it could have been before their first operation and chemo, or it could have been 30 years after that they were in remission. So yeah, we fit a pretty broad range of people who had been having breast cancer at some point in their life, who had been affected by breast cancer. We don't have a Boobtober link. I'm not linking it until it's official because a lot of people here want to join. And until there is an official thing for people to join, I'm not linking it because it's more hassle than it's worth. But yeah, so basically, but there is a Boobtober Twitch stream now. If you want to go follow that, if you're interested in Boobtober, that's the best place to go follow. I know a lot of people will be doing it for their own channel as well, like, yeah, every boob matters, heck, every boob matters. And a lot of people are doing it for their own channel. I'll be doing stuff here, but there'll also be stuff happening on the actual Boobtober channel. And this time we're raising money for BCRF. It's a worldwide organization that wants to, rather than first focusing on the more personal aspects of breast cancer, it's about getting a cure. It's about getting new treatments. It's about, you know, getting quicker tests and stuff like that to try to prevent breast cancer killing as much as possible. So that's what we're raising money for this year. I think it's good because it is a bit more worldwide. It's also less gendered, which is really important since breast cancer obviously can affect men and women. So having a charity that kind of mimics that as well, I think is really important. I mean, the amount of people that we came across last year that didn't realize men could get breast cancer, it's really important that you know that it can affect you too if you're a man or born male. It's not just not just women who are affected by breast cancer, although it is a lot more common in women. You're looking for basically the same signs as a man. And same as last year, we'll be having lots of things like information leaflets and all that kind of stuff so that you know what to look out for. A lot of it, I think, is pretty well known as far as like looking for lumps and stuff like that, but a lot of less well known stuff like, excuse me, mosquitoes die in this household. I'm sorry. Most bugs I don't care about, but I hear a mosquito, it's fucking gone. What was I saying? Boobs, yeah. When it comes to breast cancer, it's important to know what to look for. While lumps are the most common first indicator of breast cancer, there's so many other things to look out for as well, including just like rashes and unusual skin around the chest area, which is what I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily think of. Sorry. There were mosquitoes gone. Heck yeah, they are. Excuse me. So yeah, for breast cancer awareness month, what we'll be doing on our channel is making some little embroidered boobs. Like more anatomical breasts, so like we're being a bit careful because obviously Twitch, you know how it is. But doing anatomical breasts, and we'll be embroidering them, I'll be beading some of them, and we'll be doing giveaways for them. So that if you're donating and if you're taking part in the streams, you should hopefully be able to enter the giveaways. If you want to win an anatomical boob embroidery. Yeah, I don't know how many we'll do yet. It depends on how long they take. Also, postage is a thing. I can only afford to post so many of them, honestly. But I hope to do at least like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah. Oh dear. Can I get boobs? I want a G cup. You want a G cup until you have a G cup, I think. And then you realize how expensive bras are. Like, if you don't fit in a specific size range of bras, you're expensive. You're very expensive. At least with a G cup, you can still buy bras in stores. I guess it does somewhat depend on your back size. So if you're looking at like less than a 30 or more than a 40, it's going to be more difficult. Not to mention the back pain. Well, it depends though. Yes, back pain with larger breasts is definitely a thing. But I think the reason I'm always kind of like iffy about that one is because you probably don't know what a G cup looks like. Not you personally, but a lot of people don't know what a G cup actually looks like. I think a lot of people have an idea that a G cup is like when you see people with like comically large breasts, like that's a G. I'm a G. Like, and I don't think anyone would expect that because I've got such a small back that I end up being a G cup. I don't know, it just bothers me, like the stigma around, oh, G cup's such a big cup size. Fuck you. Leave my boobs alone. And you know what? I don't suffer from back pain because my back is like a 28. I'm like a 26 to 28 on the back, which means like that ain't an issue for me. Because when you think about it, G cups are not that big. Too much info? Listen, I used to be naked in front of most of my co-workers. Like, come on now. Come on now. My job was literally to be a fit model for a long time where people would practice on me because I was bloody difficult. I was a hard fit. And there was a time where only one bra in the entire store would fit me. And we'd wait until people found that specific bra. And like, you know, it was always a good test for the newbies. Fit Jelly, because Jelly is a pain in the ass. You look at Jelly and you think she'll be standard sized. So you think you're gonna have a really, really easy time. But then you measure her, and it's like, wait a minute. And then you look at the bras we have, and it's like, wait a minute. There is one bra in this entire shop that will fit me. Good luck. Oh dear. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes. People, too much info. I get to choose what info I share, I think. I think a lot of it comes down to destigmatizing bra sizes as well. As a bra fitter, the amount of people we would fit and they'd hear that they were an F or a double F, a G, a double G, like these bigger cup sizes, and people would look at themselves differently afterwards. They wouldn't be happy. Like a lot of people would hear like, oh, okay, we'd say like a really standard fit would be like, we take you down the band and up in the cup because your band was too loose, and because of that we have to change the cup size. And they'd be like, but I've always been a B. I've always been a B. What do you mean that I'm an F? And it's like, well, because you were wearing a band size, like several sizes too big, your cup size hasn't actually changed. We've just really tightened it at the back. But they'd hear like F and be like, I'm fat, I'm huge, oh my God, what's happened? I must be the biggest woman in the world. It's like, no, you're a very average size. It's just people think that the average size is like C. And I can tell you from my experience as a fitter, I fit very, very few C cups. And C cups and less. Like, there were women that did fit those cup size, and that's why they exist, right? The majority of my fits were double D+. Easily. If I had to give an average size that I fit at, it was probably a 34F. I think 34F, 34 double F maybe, around that size was probably my average fit. The amount of women I fit that were a 34F, it's so common. It's such a common cup size, but people don't think it because people think double D+ is huge. People think double D+ is you've had boob surgery to get that big. No, it's a really common size. Ah dear. It's 34G here, bloody nightmare trying to find good bras. I would suggest if you are looking for a slightly younger fit, look for Freya. Freya do beautiful, beautiful bras, as do Curvy Kate. And then if you're looking for like real heavy like scaffolding support, look for Fantasy. Fantasy do some really pretty bras as well, but I would say that they are more full cup focused, whereas Freya and Curvy Kate do a bit more selection. And you can find all of those if you're in the UK in Bravissimo, which is not the shop that I worked at. I obviously worked at a bit more specialist, we would surgery. But Bravissimo is a really good standard store for most women in the UK, if I had to say. Unless you're a very small cup size, they'll probably have you. And the amount of people I sent there, they're like, but they only do double D+. And I'm like, yes, and you are double D+. Go! You're wearing the wrong cup size. And they're really nice there most of the time. I look at it, if it fits better and feels better, then go with it. I have issue with pants like this. I have to go to the weirdest size, it doesn't quite fit right. Yeah. Men's pants as well, because they're all done by size. I wish women's pants were kind of done like that, but it is what it is. I work for Ann so many young girls are wearing 34, 36A or B and remeasured. Yeah, it's really, really common. The annoying thing as well is that a lot of stores that are aimed at smaller people will not actually do smaller sizes. So like when you're looking at like 28, 26 bags, and you look at like Victoria's Secret models and you're like, yeah, they're like a 26 or 28 at most. Like they are very, very slim. But Victoria's Secret does not hold those sizes. They do not hold the same sizes that they model. And it bothers me to no end, if I'm being completely honest, because like it's such false advertising. A double D for a male. Nice. Double D from Ed, and Eddie. E, and E. The Curvy Kate is nice. Also different brands. I can be a different size. Oh yeah, absolutely. The brands, you change size between the brands. For me, I don't really get the option. It's difficult if you are less than a 30 and more than a G, because people just don't assume you exist, when in reality you're actually pretty normal sized. I'm a normal sized lady, I swear. But yeah, it's one of those things. I think as well, I'm not telling you to go around and stare at people's chests, because that is harassment if it's not your job. But as someone whose job that it was, the majority of people would go up on the band, go down in the cup, and then when you take them back to the size they should be, would be shocked. Like, and they would be, a lot of them upset, because, you know, they've gone from like a C to an F, and they think that they've gained tons of weight and not realized. And in reality, you're just not wearing the right size. What I would recommend to anyone going for a bra fit who hasn't been for a while, take a tight top with you, or a tight jumper, or something like that. And before you make any decisions on the bras, put your clothing on over the top of it. Because a lot of women, we found, would be really discouraged until they saw how they looked in their regular clothing. And you'd be like, listen, don't think too much about the size. Don't think too much about, you know, the numbers and letters and all that. Put your top back on over the top of it and see the difference that this bra makes for you. And like seeing the shape difference, because a lot of bras can give you different shapes. They can make you appear smaller, they can make you appear larger. They can make you appear more side to side, or make you appear more in the middle, depending on what you're looking for, right? And if you don't focus so much on the size and focus on what the bra is doing for you, you'll probably end up leaving happier. And like less discouraged, I hope, because like at the end of the day, your body hasn't changed from when you came in to when you leave. Like you are the same size when you came in as you are when you leave. We haven't suddenly added weight or taken weight away from you. Like it's just a better fit, and you'll look more like how you want to look underneath clothing, which is different for everyone. Some people want to minimize their chest as much as possible. Some people don't like how their chest looks and so do that. Some people want to emphasize their chest because they're not happy with what they've got. And you know, you're allowed to do whichever you want at the end of the day. But before making a decision on a bra, always put your clothes on over the top, because that's when you'll see the most effect. Unless you're buying specifically lingerie for the bedroom, I'd say. That'd be the only case where I'd say maybe don't bother. But like, if you're buying it for everyday wear, always try it on with your top on over the top. And that way you can get away from the numbers more and more like how it affects you and how it looks on you. Because yeah, we so commonly, I've had women full on breakdown in the fitting rooms because they were an F cup. And like they think, because there's like a stigma that F is really, really big, and they'll have it in their heads that they're never going to find a bra, and like they've got way too big and they have to go on a crash diet right now because they can't be an F cup. Like that's not okay. When in reality, that's the most common size that I fit. Like, it's so average. If you're an F cup, specifically if you're a 34F, you are so average. My God, my most common fit. 34, easily the most common band size for me. And then I would say F or double F were the most common fits. And we fit people from like their first fit to like 90-year-old women. Like we fit all ages, and 34 back, F cup, really common. The only time it would be less common is with very, very young girls, like when you're coming into your first fit and stuff like that. That would be an unusual size. Not unheard of, but not as common. And the other way around, large back size, small number cup, and they don't, oh, tell me about it. When you have people come in who are broader in the back, which again, especially more athletic people often will be broader. You'll have people come in who are like rowing, and they'll have really big backs, and then smaller cups because they're athletic. And it's about a little guy that lives in a blue world, and all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue. Right here, inside and outside, blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, cause he ain't got nobody to listen to. Yeah, I'm blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die. I'm blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die. Yeah! Oh dear, yeah. When you have more athletic people in, and again, it's like they don't exist, because half the time you'll see these sort of people on the boards for the stores, and then as soon as you get in, they don't actually do that size. Pain the heckin' ass. I feel that, sleeves, I feel that hard. Sorry, you came into a boob talk. Welcome on in, I hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, so the reason my eye is twitching, it's this eye, the one on the, I guess for you it's your left, my right. It's swollen, really, really swollen. So my eye is swollen from the top of my eyebrow, and it's like half shut my eye. That's why I'm using a VTuber model at the moment, because it looks like I've been punched around the face. So I can't fully open my eye, and that means it blinks a lot easier than the other eye does, and that's why when I'm doing stuff like this, it just looks like it's closed, because, you know, the model can only do so much. But it's also why I'm choosing to use a VTuber model at the moment, because it's a bit intense. I should say, I haven't been hit or anything like that. I'm completely fine. It's something that happens sometimes for me, and it's okay. I live with it. Oh dear. Wish it was because I'm athletic. I guess it's different for everyone. Some people are just built like that. It probably would mean that if you did get into athletics, you would be like heckin' built in no time. You got that build. But yeah, you do get women like that, and it's as well. The other thing would be to anyone who is going through transition. If you're transitioning from male to female, often your back will be a little bit broader, and trying to get bras to fit, especially because we were okay because we were a store that did focus on more surgical fits, but like, you know, for other stores that don't focus on that, those sizes can be quite difficult because you need a slightly bigger back and a slightly smaller cup. And obviously that might change over time, but at the beginning, that's kind of more what you're looking for, and non-wired before surgery. Which is difficult too, because goddamn non-wired do not have many options. It's like, oh, you want bra? No, you want wired bra? No, not quite. So you want bralette? No. I just want a bra without the wires. And like, they are different built, so you can't easily take the wires out of a wired bra and use that, because it will just not fit right. But there is just not the range of non-wired in any store. I'd say that's a problem. For us, we had like a lot of surgical non-wired, but like just general non-wired, bloody hard to find. Sorry, it's fine. It's like, I'll explain why my model is incessantly winking at you. But it's because it's swollen. It's swole. I'm too swole for this model. So you can only handle non-wired bra, which is a pain to find. Yeah, and non-wired bras generally are the most boring bras ever, because they just assume you don't care about looking nice, and there's a lot of women out there who will only be able to wear non-wired bras, at least for periods of their life. If you're someone who's transitioning from male to female, then you will probably be wearing a non-wired bra for quite a while, but that doesn't mean that you don't want to feel feminine. I mean, maybe you are someone who only likes beige, black and white, but like there's a fair likelihood you want a little bit more color in your life, and yeah, they just don't exist. If you're somebody who has had any sort of lumps, abscesses, stuff like that around your chest, likelihood is you'll be in non-wires for quite a while you're having that. And let's not even get started if you've gone through any kind of actual surgery. Like you'll be in non-wires for like a year or so, and like after you've had surgery, the likelihood is you want to feel more feminine, you want to feel pretty. Maybe not initially, but like after a month or so when you've recovered a bit, and there's just nothing. And it's a pain. Royce is pretty good. They do some really good, if specifically post-surgery bras, I'd say, for Royce. Royce spelled Royce, but you have to put Royce bra because otherwise you're going to get Royce cars. They're really good for specifically people who have gone through surgery. While they do focus more on breast cancer, they do also have just a lot of really comfy bras that are prettier as well. And they do like a pretty good size range on Royce as well, which is really, really good. The thing with all these bras, a lot of them you can get through Amazon. Like if you're looking for Freya, Curvy Kate, Fantasy, I know you can get them on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure you can get Royce on Amazon too. So they should be pretty worldwide. If you can't order specifically from the website, you should be able to order them off Amazon. Victoria's Secret is the only place they seem to be sold out of the size she needs. Oh god. Also, Scott, I should say thank you for the egg. Business idea, custom non-wired bras. I would do that, but I know the amount of effort that goes into that. And DJ, it's not, because it's not going to be my whole life, it's not something that I'm going to commit to. And the other thing is, people that make custom bras online get a hell of a lot of abuse. So basically, a bra takes quite a lot of effort to make, especially custom ones. They're all custom patterns, stuff like that. And bear in mind, bra patterns are made up of like 20 different pieces and 20 different materials. So they're expensive to make. And also they take a lot of time and effort. So you're very easily looking to between 80 and like 150 quid per bra. And people will see that and then they'll send abuse to you because you're charging too much. When in reality, you're asking for a very fair amount. But like, do you want to spend your whole life explaining that to everybody? Because I sure don't. Which is why it's like, I'm very clearly not going to go into making bras for a living, because like, absolutely not. The amount of abuse bra makers get, it's awful. It's awful. And it's like absolutely unjustified. Primark might not be the best things, but I have their non-wide bra and so far they've been good. The only reason I don't buy from Primark, and this isn't an attack on you heavies, you do heckin' whatever the hell you like, you enjoy it. Because I specifically, my whole thing is based around making clothing and making stuff and like the value of my work, I can't buy from somewhere that doesn't pay their staff minimum wage. Like it's against what I do and say. Like it would be very hypocritical of me to say, this is why this costs so much, this is why this costs so much, also I'm going to buy from someone who doesn't pay their staff. It's not, ethically it doesn't sit right with me with what I do. But I also don't want to shame people that buy from Primark and shops like that, like Shein and all that kind of stuff. You do what you have to do. For me, I just don't buy new clothing. I'm still here, I haven't disappeared yet, please do not go. I'm still alive, I'm still streaming. Oh dear, oh my god, Bear, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well, Yuppie. Oh, you. I actually made my model to look afraid, scared, frantic, and tired. Because I was like, how does making costumes make me feel? Like this. Thank you. Custom large back small cup, yeah. I saw a TikTok recently of this one woman getting hella crap for making bras. Yeah, that's exactly why, like, I don't want to make it my career, because it was tiring enough working as a bra fitter for as long as I did, but like having to explain to everyone why what you do is worth the money every single day, it's like, that's exhausting, man. Like nah. That's why I've not bought any new clothes for years, because I don't know where to look for. If you are not sure and you're in the same position as me, charity stores, thrift stores, secondhand shops, because that way you might be buying from somewhere that isn't as ethically sound, but it won't matter because they don't get the money that you give them. So like you might buy a Primark top from a charity store, but the money doesn't go to Primark, the money will go to the charity, or you'd hope that it does. That's a whole nother conversation, but at least it's not going back to somewhere that profits off slave labor, you know? I would buy 90% of my clothing from boot markets. Heck yeah, boot sales are my favorite. That's why I look like garbage and I'm not as loud. See, so like most of my clothing, I do buy pretty sparingly, but when I see something rainbowy colored, pastel, I'll always pick it up. And like, I honestly like a lot of the stuff that I've got at charity stores. It's very much my style, which helps. Bless. I wanted one that reflected my personality, and it's got to be tired and frantic. Okay, I've never had to buy something that was on a very low budget. Here in Poland, Choice is even worse. This is one very good store, but the selection is limited. Yeah, and like I totally get it, especially when it comes to bras. You've got to do what you got to do, and I feel it because, like, for me, I spend about 200 quid on bras a year, and like I don't have a choice in that. If you are a more difficult size and you want, like, I want like 5 bras, right? And that's how much it costs every single year. It costs about that much, and it is expensive, and like that is something that I have to save for. And for that reason, I buy nothing else. Or I ask for vouchers for Christmas. I do that. I'm like, for Christmas, can you just get me a voucher for Bravissimo? Thank you, yes. And I will buy my bras for the year. I have so many band shirts and bands. I don't know a few songs of. I just like the logo, so judge me. I would never. You heckin' enjoy your clothing, huh? You enjoy it. Would you guys try? Oh yeah. If it's loud, my bad. I can do that. The thing is, I'm so used to just screaming on stream that I'm like, people probably want to drown me out a little bit, right? Because I'm just here like, the whole stream. True, now the other problem is that I don't go outside much. eBay, maybe. I don't know, because you can't tell if stuff's fit, but then I guess you can't tell if anything fits online, really. The carbon footprint's already been paid for as well. Thrift secondhand is good. Yeah, it's true. And that's the other thing, is like thinking about the, like, a lot of clothes are made of polyester, which is effectively plastic, which means when you put them back in the earth, that's plastic. That's just plastic going straight back into the earth. Now, I'm not trying to say to stop making things from polyester altogether. That would be a very large statement. But having them go into second-hand stores where they can get a second life is a lot better than throwing them away. Also, depending on where you live in the world, like over here, we actually have recycling for clothing. Not yet threads and fabric scraps. They cannot be recycled. But like, for instance, my jumper. Like, if my jumper gets to a point where it's so full of holes that I can't wear it anymore, I can actually recycle it. And I can do that with any piece of clothing, which is really good. And there are now also thread companies like Gutermann, which is, I shill for Gutermann. I love Gutermann threads so much. Gutermann, sponsor me. I already shill for you. I will continue to shill for you, please. But Gutermann's really good. They are actually a thread company that is now using recycled polyester fabrics to remake polyester threads. You can tell when it's a recycled one. I don't know if I have any because I used loads of them on the last project. And I think I might have used basically all of my recycled ones. Basically, they have a green end. And they cost exactly the same amount. There's one. Well, this is a really weird one to show you. But like, it's basically, has it got the green end? That means it's 100% recycled, you know? I probably have a few more somewhere, but I don't know where I've put them. But yeah, basically, it's something that I really like. It's the fact that they're taking polyester materials and returning them back into threads, and it's good stuff. It's a really good way of preventing polyester fabric from ending up in landfill. And Throat, welcome on in. We're talking a lot about bras, clothing, stuff like that. It's a hard topic because it's very nuanced. It's not one where you can be like, there is 100% a right or a wrong in this. So it's not one where it's like, my opinion is not right, other people's opinions are not right, they're all just opinions. But from my standpoint, for what I do personally, it is important to me that if I buy ethically, because I make clothing, I explain the price of it, explain why they cost so much, stuff like that, and so to buy it from somewhere that underpays their staff undermines what I do. But it is not, there's also the, oh, Shifty's gone live. We'll finish this and then we'll go right into Shifty. Oh dear. Jelly talking about bras? Hecking shocking, a shocker. Sponsor us, Gutermann, please sponsor us. Maybe I'll reach out to Gutermann. I literally only use their threads. If the clothing is in donation condition, turn it into strip and crochet rug. Well, but this is the thing, that's not something everybody can do. But there are places where you can donate old clothing in the UK, loads and loads of places, where they'll be filtered. So they'll either be filtered into scraps, they'll be filtered into being able to be remade into something else, or they'll be straight sent to charity stores. And there are these massive bins around the UK where you can go do that. But in Wales specifically, you can actually donate clothing, recycle clothing every week when the bins come. So it's really, really easy in Wales to do that. But if you're in England, I think you have to find the donation points. So it's a little bit more difficult, but maybe they'll also eventually add it as something like that. Did you see? I did! Oh my god, Frobe, I did, and I loved it. It was so hecking good. They kept it so secret. Like, they'd only show you little clips of the costume, and then when they had the whole costume together, mwah! It was beautiful. So good. And I saw them with their award, and it was like, oh my god, Avocado is so good. Ah, dear. But yeah, sorry, that was kind of my rant. It's not really a rant. It's, oh, did you see it ahead of time? Of course you did. But yeah, it's my personal take on it. It's for in the UK specifically, and I can only speak for the UK. Because I have not lived anywhere else. It is pretty easy to find ways to recycle clothing, as well as you buy recycled clothing. So go to charity shops, go to secondhand stores. We even have a few thrift stores in Cardiff, I think, where you can buy secondhand stuff. And, you know, there are people that are squeamish about it and they don't like the idea, but if it's between that and purchasing something from slave labor, personally, I know which one that I would go with. There's also the argument of like, well, how do you know it's slave labor? Obviously, it's difficult to tell from store to store. There are some stores where it's a lot more obvious, like Shein, like Primark, stores like that, where the prices are kept incredibly low. I think as well there's a bit of confusion where a lot of people assume that these items of clothing are made by a machine, like a robot, when in reality that's just not the case. Robots can't make clothing like that. Robots can print on clothing. Robots can print and things into knitting as well, even. But they don't normally make clothing. The other thing as well, there's always someone who's operating that robot. It's not just left on its own in a factory with no humans around. That's just not the case. But the majority of clothing, they are sewn, even with knitted items. Do you see this? This is where the panels, they've been printed. Like this isn't knitted from scratch. They've been printed, but it's still been sewn together. And all the pattern pieces the whole way have been sewn together. And that is a human that's done that, not a robot. And when you're buying clothing, if you're seeing it for like £2, and as a seamstress you know that it's probably taken more like an hour to make, take away the materials, that person might have been paid 25p for that piece of clothing. And, you know, 25p an hour is in my mind not acceptable. Yeah. I was literally yelling at her about how amazing it was for ages. I'm glad you put the cold on stage somewhere so people could see. I am so glad because it was so good. Honestly, the clothing you're buying doesn't say fair trade most of the time, it's sweatshop shit. I would say you can also, not just fair trade, but you can actually look at a lot of the labels and they will tell you if it's ethically sourced. Not just for the materials being ethically sourced, because that's another big thing is like, are you paying the people that are growing the cotton? Are you paying the people that are like spinning it into thread? You know, how are you paying those people too before it even hits the factory for production? So often you can find that if you look at the label where it says like washing up, like how to wash your thing. For me, I'm not going to have an example because I cut them out because I have eczema and it irritates me. But you can find it on there and you'll see things like ethically sourced materials, ethically created, stuff like that. And it's not always fair trade, but a lot of the time they'll actually promote it. The best way that I would say, if a brand is not actively promoting that they source their clothing, materials and stuff like that ethically, they probably aren't. Because the brands that do it, scream it from the rooftops. So if you can't find anything about how they source their materials, if you can't find anything about the factories where the clothing is made, the likelihood is they don't want you to find anything about it. Yeah. And again, I am in a position where I can't buy clothes firsthand, basically ever. But, you know, there are options, as well as like in the UK, and I think in some other countries as well, there's TK Maxx. It is still relatively expensive in TK Maxx, but they are basically discount brands, so like branded clothing at a discount because it's no longer that season. And so it is not second-hand clothes, nobody else has worn it, but it is at a hefty discount comparatively to its original price. Most of these slightly more expensive brands, not all of them, but most of them actually do pay pretty damn well, and that's part of the reason the clothing is so expensive, is because they pay at every stage. Again, you can normally check this on the labels, and it isn't true for every brand, but that is another way of getting more expensive branded clothing at a much better discount. eBay the same. I also don't like when people bash on clothing that's made in country because they're expensive. Like, yes, that's because we get paid the normal amount here. Yeah, it's illegal to underpay. Yeah. I mean by fair trade, just specifically the fair trade labels. Yeah. People who have made stuff ethically tell you that because it costs more, so they want the recognition. Exactly. The other thing that you'll find in some places that do that is they'll have their own recycling banks. Not everywhere, but a lot of places that care more about that sort of thing will actually introduce places where you can recycle your own clothing. So that's another way that people can recycle clothing. There are actually places in stores to do it if that is something that you can't find bins for and stuff like that. There are often, if a store cares a lot, they will often have a place to recycle clothing. I think that's about all I wanted to say in regards to that. Yeah. And again, it's not to specifically bash on anybody in chat. It's more as like, I guess, an awareness thing, because a lot of people just aren't aware. A lot of people just don't know. And it's not to bash on you if you do buy from Primark, if you can't afford to do anything else, if you don't have charity shops in the area. That's not my intention. It's more just to raise awareness for why these things are so cheap, so that if you are purchasing it, you're purchasing it with full knowledge, you know? And again, I'm not specifically trying to say don't buy from these places, just that personally I won't, and here's why. Alright, a very special ghost has just gone live on their birthday, which means it is time for us to send you all over, and I'm gonna get a special raid call, I think, if that's okay, because it's a birthday raid, which means that we have to have birthday ones. So like, happy birthday raid, like this. Oh dear, oh my bad, you're fine, Vi, you're fine. There's always a delay. I'd say ones like that. Happy birthday raid! Yeah, if you don't have the emotes, let me make you one that is not just for subs. Let's go for, ooh, which one can we go for? There's so many. I mean, I guess you can pick your own as well, but I think this one's pretty good. Oh, I only put it on half of it. Wait, did I do that wrong? I did. That's alright. It's a start. I did my best. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Thrope. Thank you, Riku. There we are. So we're going to be raiding into Shifty. It is Shifty's birthday today. They are doing an art stream. They're going over some entries for an art competition they've had running for the last few weeks. If you like art, if you like crafts, and if you want to wish a very special ghost a happy birthday, please do stick around and just spam it in their chat. I'm sure they'll love that. Otherwise, I'll probably be back tomorrow. I don't know if we'll be doing this or if we're doing more like the practices for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Regardless, we'll be doing some machine stuff. I just don't know which one yet. Otherwise, thank you so much everyone for popping by, and let's go send lots and lots of love over to Shifty for their birthday. Yes, birthday stream.